Are we shooting?
Yeah, we're rolling, Tom.
Are we filming?
We're rolling.
Shooting? Anyone? Are
Camera's going. Come on.
we going?
Keep going.
Here we are. Welcome back to another episode of Tom Marshall Media. I'm standing, trying something different. Different camera angle, different posters. Mixing it up. Why not? Today's review, we are going to review The Beekeeper, a film that came out earlier this year, January 12th, I believe it came out. Like really early on, one of the first films I saw this year. Let's get into it. The film The Beekeeper is directed by David Ayer, somebody who you may recognise from films like End of Watch, Suicide Squad, Fury. Like, this guy knows how to direct a film. He's really, really talented and knows his stuff. Fury in particular is one of my personal favourites of his. It stars Jason Statham, Josh Hutcherson, don't know what that was, Jeremy Irons, Scar himself, an actress who I've never heard of before, somebody called Emmy Rather Lampman, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, and Gemma Redgrave. So good talented cast all across the board, and good director as well. The estimated budget for this film was around $40 million. Its box office gross worldwide today is $152 million and has over-delivered, which is, again, another really sort of good example of what you can do with a lot smaller budget and a great storyline and a great cast, mirroring similar success to Longlegs. Again, granted, it's not like the same genre of film, but you see my point. You know, smaller budgets, making big waves in the industry, and doing really, really well. Film, it's about beekeepers. Don't worry, again, I shall go in more detail. It's not as simple as that, but they do lean heavily into the whole beekeeper sort of metaphor type thing, which we'll talk about later on. Right, here we go. Adam Clay, Jason Statham, is a beekeeper living on a ranch and keeping bees and making honey in a barn he's renting out. But someone very important to him, Eloise Parker, Fasila Rashad's character, is scammed and driven to harm. She is scammed by a multi-million-dollar online fraud and scam artist company run by Mickey Garnett. Just from the name alone, you can tell this guy is pretty much a world-class dickhead. He runs the local call center and calls Eloise and scams her. However, what these power and money-hungry scammers don't know is that Clay is an agent in a classified program called, yep, you guessed it, Beekeepers. And they underestimate how much of a threat he is. Adam burns down the call center, and Mickey calls Derek Danforth, Josh Hutcherson's character, who's basically a spoilt rich brat who is really annoying, has this weird obsession with like Japanese enthusiast sort of meditation weird shit. He does like a weird thing with like bowls and sound, and it's such a bizarre mix. But the whole point of his character is designed for you, the audience, to sort of really, really hate him. He's just so infuriating and annoying. But anyway, I digress. He attempts to deal with the situation by sending in mercenaries to kill Adam Clay, but to no avail. In fact, they get their asses kicked. One gets hanged, one gets killed by a pneumatic drill of some sort. It is proper brutal. Lots of fighty, kicky, and shooting. Mickey has his own gruesome death. Adam is hell-bent on revenge and straps him by a rope attached to his car and forcibly driven off a bridge. Goodbye, Mickey. FBI catch wind on what's going on, and this is where we introduce Special Agent Veronica Parker, Emma Rather's character. She's in charge of the whole scamming investigation, and this is where you basically find out that it was her mother who was the victim, and she basically is on a revenge and wants justice for her mother's death, but goes about it in a much different way compared to Adam Clay's. Meanwhile, Derek Danforth is on the phone while Mickey is being thrown off a proverbial cliff and has a word with Adam, who warns him that he is on his way and freaks him out and enlists the help of his head of security, Wallace Westwild, Jeremy Irons' character, a former head of the CIA. He gives the whole speech about how when he was in charge, there was a lot of aspects to the CIA that even he wasn't known about, and one of them was this highly secretive group called the Beekeepers, which he finds out later on. He puts together a team of highly trained former special forces guys, and tells Derek about the special group of spies who call themselves the Beekeepers, and really leans heavily on the bee metaphor and goes on a whole rant about how the beekeepers have to protect the hive and will do anything at all costs to reach his goal. You'll see what I mean when you watch the film. Clay goes on a killing rampage in one of the call centers and kills a bunch of people using a lift, or for you Americans, an elevator, and is really cool. Really cool. Adam sets out on a quest of vengeance where he hunts and kills all those responsible for the incident. Lots of fighty, lots of shooty, and lots of story, lots of all sorts of other bits going on. So yeah. I loved this film. I was cheering, I was yelling at the screen, and was genuinely loving life when I first saw this film in the cinema. Went to see it by myself, and it was like really early on in the year, like I said, around January time, and I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, they lean heavily on the beekeeper metaphor, which is really great, as I hate it in films when they focus on the metaphor for only 2 seconds and you never hear of it again. Whereas with this, they go all in, keeping the consistency of it. The colour of bees is ever present throughout the film, and for starters, Adam is in full bee outfit in the opening scene to let you know he's actually a beekeeper. There's a scene where Adam is sat at a dinner table, confronted by FBI agent Parker, and is bordered by curtains which are coloured sort of orange, yellowy, sort of gold colour, drawing your attention to Adam himself. And not only that, his shirt also has some sort of like orange accents around it. The cinematographer and the set designer worked really well in this simple scene, and the colour of bees is seen throughout the film. The action sequences are really well done. There's an amazing shootout on a staircase, which was reminiscent of like a John Wick style cinematography. There's a final fight scene with a heavily accented South African. Alright, bro, he's a beekeeper. A beekeeper. Why? The sound really enhanced this fight scene. making you feel every punch, every stab, every gunshot, every slap, even down to the sound of the knife tearing through the flesh. It's really, really properly violent. Well done to whoever did the sound design and the choreography for that fight scene. It was really, really well done. All in all, it's a really enjoyable Saturday night film you can watch quite easily in one sitting, as well as feeling all the characters and feeling the storyline along with it. Jason Statham is always very capable and dependable leading man, especially in this mid-range budget action thriller genre, and is better than anyone at the game. He's really sort of taken hold of this genre and making really, really good choices in films recently, especially with films like The Meg, The Mechanic, and all those other types of films that he's been doing in that sort of genre. I give this film a solid 8 out of 10, as I did find some of the characters, like I said, to be a bit annoying at times, a bit frustrating, which is why it isn't a full 10 out of 10. But otherwise, I thoroughly enjoyed this film, and you should definitely go and check it out if you want a good time, a good easy watch, but in a good way. Find it on digital, I believe, now, and yeah, if you want a good action film, that's the one to go and see. As ever, thank you very much for watching this video. I shall see you in the next video. And let me know what you think in the comments about this film, if you had the similar sort of view as I did, or if you felt differently about it. And yeah, just comment in the comments, and I shall see you in the next video. Peace.